Imagine a stadium holding its breath, one play about to freeze in time forever, and a single touchdown that would become bigger than football itself. This is the story behind the most iconic touchdown ever, the kind of moment that doesn't just win a game. It changes history. It becomes a memory passed down from fathers to sons, from old fans to new ones, from highlight reels to legend. But what most people don't realize is that the greatest touchdown moments are never just about the end zone. They are about everything that came before it: the struggle, the pressure, the doubt, and the impossible road that leads to one unforgettable second. To understand how an iconic touchdown is born, you have to go back long before the bright lights, long before the roaring crowds, back to the beginning of a young player's life, when football was just a dream and the world didn't know his name. He wasn't born into greatness. He wasn't handed fame. He grew up like so many others, in a neighborhood where life wasn't always easy. Mornings were cold, afternoons were long, and nothing was guaranteed. The field was his escape. The ball in his hands felt like freedom. While other kids saw football as a game, he saw it as a chance to become something more. His family believed in hard work, not shortcuts. They taught him that respect mattered, that discipline mattered, that if you wanted something, you earned it. And every single day, he carried those lessons onto the grass. As a child, he wasn't always the biggest. He wasn't always the strongest. But what he had was something harder to measure: heart. He played with hunger. He played like every snap was personal. Because deep down, he knew football could be his way out, his way forward. High school football wasn't glamorous. It was muddy fields, tough coaches, and long nights. But it was where he started turning heads, the way he moved, the way he saw the game, the way he refused to quit. People began to notice. Still, nothing was promised. Recruiters came and went. Some doubted him. Some said he was too small, too raw, not polished enough. And those words could have broken him. But instead, they fueled him. Because legends are not made when everyone believes in you. Legends are made when nobody does. And you keep going anyway. College football was the next battlefield. The speed was faster, the hits were harder, the pressure was heavier. He wasn't just playing against defenders anymore. He was playing against expectations. Every Saturday felt like a test. Some games he shined, some games he struggled. There were moments of glory and moments of pain, injuries, setbacks, critics whispering that maybe he wasn't the guy. But every time he got knocked down, he stood back up. And slowly, season by season, he became unstoppable. The NFL scouts started watching more closely. The conversations changed. The doubt turned into curiosity. And then curiosity turned into belief. Draft day arrived, one of the most emotional days of his life. A young man sitting with family, heart pounding, waiting for his name to be called. Years of sacrifice leading to this moment. Every early morning workout, every bruise, every tear, all for a phone call. And then it happened. His name was announced. He was going to the NFL. But the NFL is not a fairy tale. It is a storm. The league is filled with monsters, with champions, with men who have fought their entire lives to be there. And the rookie quickly learns that talent is only the entry ticket. Survival is something else. His first season was humbling. Defenders were faster than anyone he had ever faced. The playbook was complex. The spotlight was intense. He made mistakes. He doubted himself. And for the first time, the dream felt fragile. But then something clicked. He realized that greatness wasn't about never failing. It was about learning faster than everyone else. It was about refusing to stay down. He worked harder. While others rested, he studied film. While others celebrated, he trained. He became obsessed with improvement. And then, slowly, the rise began. One breakout game turned into another. A clutch play here, a deep run there. The fans started chanting his name. The league started paying attention. He wasn't just a player anymore. He was becoming a star. And then came the season, the one that would build the stage for immortality. His team was fighting through adversity. Injuries, tough losses, critics saying they couldn't make it. Every week felt like a war, but they kept winning. The playoffs arrived and the pressure became unbearable. Because this is where legacies are written. This is where careers are defined. One loss and you go home. One win and you move closer to history. Game after game he delivered. And then came the moment. The biggest stage. The championship. The world watching. The score was tight. Time was slipping away. The defense was exhausted. The crowd was deafening. Everything came down to one drive. He stepped into the huddle, eyes calm, voice steady. This was what he had dreamed about as a kid. This was the moment that separated good from legendary. The ball was snapped. The pocket collapsed. Chaos exploded. And then he saw it. A split-second opening. A defender closing fast, his teammates fighting. He broke free, sprinting toward destiny. The crowd rose as one. Every heartbeat in the stadium synced together. He cut left. A defender missed. He cut right. Another tackle attempt failed. It felt unreal, like time was slowing down. He was running not just for a touchdown, but for history. The end zone was right there. One final step, one final dive. And then he crossed the line. Touchdown. The stadium erupted into madness. Fans screamed. Teammates piled on. Announcers lost their voices. And in that instant, the touchdown became more than points on a scoreboard. It became an iconic moment that would live forever, because it wasn't just the run. It was the journey behind it. The childhood dreams, the doubts, the setbacks, the relentless work, the pressure, all leading to one unforgettable play. That touchdown would be replayed for decades. It would be talked about in barbershops, living rooms, documentaries. It became a symbol of what football is: drama, emotion, greatness in a single burst. And for the player, it became immortality. After that moment, his career continued to shine. More awards, more victories, more unforgettable performances. He became the face of the league, the kind of athlete kids tried to imitate in backyards everywhere. But the most powerful part of his story wasn't the fame. It was what he represented. Proof that the impossible can happen. Proof that a kid with a dream can become a legend. Proof that one moment can define an era. And even after the cheers faded, even after the stadium lights turned off, that touchdown remained. Because iconic touchdowns don't belong to one player. They belong to football itself. They remind us why we watch, why we care, why we feel. They remind us that in the NFL, history is always one play away. And that's the story behind the most iconic touchdown ever. Not just a highlight, but a lifetime of struggle and triumph packed into one breathtaking moment. So now I want to ask you, what do you think is the greatest touchdown in NFL history? And why does it still give you chills today?